Hungarian Jewish man's fight for freedom is a new book by author Robert Wolff, and Robert is joining us now and takes us between the pages to talk about the inspiration behind this one. Robert, thank you for being here, and thank you for telling such a personal story, because this one's about your family.
It is, and thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
When was there that moment, that aha moment, like, I need to document this? I need to tell not only the stories of my parents, but my grandparents.
My dad wrote his autobiography in 1970, in the 70s, let's say, with my mom. They went from paper and pencil to typewriter to a computer. Flash forward to 1997, my dad passed away. Flash forward to 2016, my mom passed away. A friend of the family from my hometown, a historian, hands me the disc now of the story, and another year or two later I finally get to read it. I'd read it many years before but didn't think much of it, and then I thought, wow, what amazing stories, what things my parents went through, what things my dad went through, miracles. It was unbelievable, and I thought, I have to share this with you.
These stories are so important because I saw something that, and I believe it was from March 2020, that said, or March 2022, that said 50,000 Holocaust survivors remain in the United States, the youngest in their 70s. That is wild to think that these stories may run out. They may stop being told if people don't put them on paper.
Not on my watch. That's my big goal, is to teach the grandkids in schools and have the grandkids teach their grandkids in school ultimately. So my dad would have been 100 this year, and my mom would have been 89 this year, so, and they'd be still telling their story for sure.
Let our viewers know, because you refer to your dad as an escape artist.
He was. The book is a biography about my dad. It's also a history book about little-known Hungary from World War I through the Hungarian Revolution. My parents were active there. My dad escaped from a couple forced labor camps a few other times. I don't want to give too much away, but a lot of cloak and dagger stories, arguing with armed Russian soldiers, forged papers. His life was amazing. The luck and the miracles and the twists and turns. The enemies, the people you thought were your enemies wouldn't be your enemies. The people thought you were friends wouldn't be your friends. And through it, multiple escapes. He wanted to be free, and he wanted to be a doctor. And sometimes even conflict with that. Sometimes he was conflicted about being able to do both at points. So
he documented a lot, but did he talk about his experiences with you when you were a young boy?
When I was very young, not so much, but over time he would share his stories, and many of them were very memorable. I remember a few of them, his first escape especially, sort of in the middle of the book, but that I remember the most. But also my mom and dad were permanent history and Holocaust educators throughout their lives.
When you see what is happening in our world right now, especially with anti-Semitism, your reaction as far as what happened all of those years ago and what continues to happen today?
It's deplorable. I think it needs to change, and they might take Anne Frank's diary off the shelves and the Bible off the shelves, but they're going to replace it with books like this. There's a lot of people like me out there that are trying to keep the message going, and it's not just anti-Semitism, racism in general. It's not necessary. A little bit of education, a little bit of tolerance, it'll go a long way, and it starts in the classroom ultimately. I think I would love to see the book end up in classrooms for sure.
Yeah, and I watched a video where you said if I can just get one person to understand, then I'm making a difference, and that is why the book was written. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.